welcome everybody to the Hugs Not Drugs podcast. I'm Hugs Not Drugs, and I just want to thank Harry for that great intro with Sketchbook. That music is the bomb. You the man, Harry. Thank you so much. Today we have Joe, the artist, and if he wants to give his name, yeah, that's fine. But I just don't want to blow his anonymity. And like I call myself Hugs Not Drugs. That's not my real name. And I do other characters. John Barleycorn, same voice. Say something, John Barleycorn. Yeah, I got the same voice as you. Big deal. And Dr. Uggs, you say something. Well, you guys are very, very glib today, aren't you? Hey, Joe, you're the best. You know, you did that. I'm going to do the commercial now, but you did the artwork for the Road to Wellness workbook and the transformation of Dr. Uggs. It's actually the best thing in the book, okay? All right. What is the and John Forlenza-Bailey, he's a prince. He wrote the Road to Wellness workbook, and he wrote the transformation of Dr. Uggs. He sponsors the Hugs Not Drugs podcast. So here's the commercial. What is the Road to Wellness workbook? This workbook is designed to provide education, emotional support, and inspiration to persons suffering from addiction. It offers step-by-step lessons to people striving to turn their lives around regarding abstinence, relapse prevention, family dynamics, and self-assessment to continue to discover self day by day. Recovery's up to you. Mentors help, journals help. You must exchange and surrender destructive behaviors for constructive ways of handling day-to-day stressors of life. No one deserves to suffer from active addiction. Get better, do the work. Also, the transformation of Dr. Uggs. What the hell is that book about? Okay, the transformation of Dr. Uggs is my story, and it's an original fairy tale that explains the progression of disease of chemical dependency. This allegory is not intended to be a story about blaming others for the acquisition of an illness. This fairy tale is intended to explain, not to blame. It is a story of discovery, insight, acceptance, and finally the right choices to live drug-free if one is chemically dependent. Now you can buy these books on roadtowellness.net website, all lowercase. Go for it. I mean, it's got a blog and everything. What the hell? This guy's going mainstream here. So, well, that's enough about that. Back to you. The commercial's over. Thanks, Hugs Not Drugs. You're a true salesman. All right. How you doing today, Joe?
Doing all right. And yourself? Actually, Joe the Artist is my real name. Most professionals know me that way.
Good.
And in my industry, it kind of like it's almost an advantage to be in recovery.
How so? How so?
Well, you've done the crazy stuff. You have something to say. You've kind of paid my dues and things like that. And now you've stopped drinking, you've stopped partying, and it's now you're trustworthy again. You're actually dependable.
Yeah, you have certainly lived two lives, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about your why we're talking today? What's up with you these days?
Well, I am recently coming back into recovery. Now, I didn't drink or anything like that, but in the past 3 or 4 years, I was not going to meetings. It was probably like a handful of meetings here and there, and I was getting irritable, angry, things like that. I did not continue to go to AA to stop drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking was kind of far behind me at that point. But however, being emotionally sober was that's always been a challenge, and I need to stay close to the program to do that. So yeah, I come back for Serenity.
How did you get that awareness? Because that's a big thing with recovering people. They forget the pain of addiction and they think they got it going on. And I think it's still recovery. I
Mm-hmm.
really think it's still
Mm-hmm.
recovery. You were in recovery. You just weren't using a program of recovery to do it. You were doing more of it on your own. And I've always admired you, Joe. Uh,
Oh, thanks, man.
I saw you win, and your recovery effort has been stellar to me, fighting back and getting your mind back and getting your health back, and so you not going to meetings. I think it's just a matter of you forgetting who you are and where you came from. I've got a story about that I want to just share real briefly. There's a guy named Bob. He was a corporate guy. He did very, very well in life, and he went into therapy, and he did even better. And then when he got very successful, he stopped going to meetings for about the same amount of time, 4 or 5 years, and he realized this is a mistake. And he went back into therapy, and while he was going in the elevator to go to the office, he just broke down and cried. And he couldn't stop crying. And he knocked on the door, and the therapist answered. And it was a great woman therapist. And he sat down, and he was crying uncontrollably. And she sat him down in the chair, and she just patted him. And she said, "Poor Bob, he forgot who he was."
Mm-hmm.
And and he came back to life again, and he shared that. He shared that at a retreat. He was the retreat master. So, uh,
Uh-huh.
so I mean, there's no end to the enlightenment that we all get. Everybody's got feet of clay too, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I think you saw me
Yeah.
act out a little bit this morning because I was really scared for trying to help somebody, and somebody was pulling on my coattails, and I kind of lost my S with him. I became Dr. Uggs. Yeah, I like that. You keep on doing that, and you'll be drunk in no time. Well,
Okay.
right now, I made I did make amends to the guy afterwards, and I also made a commitment not for the day. We'll stay away from the kickaboo juice, okay, Dr. Uggs? Rats and Mises.
I think you know, pain brought me into AA, and I believe that, yeah, pain is bringing me back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I, yeah, I did start. I just started feeling lost again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I started coming back a few months ago. To start off with one meeting, now it's up to two or three again. And I'll stick with what works. I've got a full life once again. Um, a new career, which is my older career, just freelance, and new relationship, uh, and yeah, I just feel myself moving forward, and I definitely will benefit from remembering uh, all the good lessons I forgot.
Also, did you mention that you're getting your driver's license back?
I am. Hopefully by the end of the month.
And
I'm
how
not.
long have you not had a driver's license?
Got like 18 years.
Mother of pearl.
Yeah, most of that time. A good portion of that time, I was living in New York, so instead of
Yeah.
giving up drinking, I gave up driving. Um,
Well, what a great career move.
oh god, yeah. I need to drive in New York. Out here, yeah, but I did learn patience not having a license out here. That's for sure.
So, what do you consider your recovery effort to be? What are you doing right now specifically to stay in recovery?
Nope. Going to meetings, rebuilding my sober community, which wasn't there for a while. Um, yeah, and God, you reached out to me not that long ago. Um, and I am going through the steps again. Um, First three steps, I probably went through uh, scores of times just to kind of start over and stuff like this. But this is probably my third serious attempt going through the first three steps.
Mm-hmm.
About to embark on the fourth one. Um, I'm on the third, and I'm trying not to have those same reservations I had the first time around, and that was trusting trusting a higher power that I don't understand.
Mm.
Now, yeah, that just kind of, my first time around, it was, you know, like, what is, what is my understanding of a higher power? And does he care? And does he even notice? um,
Mm-hmm.
so basically, my higher power is something out of science fiction. Um, I basically, the way, yeah, I love the electricity example that I don't, I'm not an electrician. I don't understand how it works, but I see that it works.
Yeah,
Yep.
for people that may not understand that, the electricity, I think that's in step 2 in the 12 and 12, where
Right.
they talk about, I can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
I just know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did it before. I can do it again, and
Mm-hmm.
I see it working on much more desperate people than myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, no matter what type of times we're living in, there's always somebody more desperate than yourself. Um, yeah, and I guess what kind of got me away from AA the first time was, just starting a new job that had me like 9 to 5, and then busy with freelance stuff after work. And the pandemic certainly, I think, destroyed a lot of AA for a lot of people. I think they kind of used it as an excuse to get away from that, and myself included. Um, I did enjoy more private meetings just outside of rooms with our core group of friends. Um, and eventually that just went away too. We got too wrapped up in business and work and just put my focus on something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if I think back, I can only remember almost immediately that the uncomfortable feelings kind of came back and
Mm-hmm.
started working against me yet again, and just angry all the time. No, not all the time, but yeah, certainly selfish thoughts on self-centeredness. A huge role in in me just not being emotionally stable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, you created some books, some graphic books that I purchased for my sons at Christmas, and you want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The name of the book is called the Helmet Wars. Um, it's a silent epic. It's something I started in my drinking years in the late '90s and 2000s, and it wasn't until I had a few years in recovery that I was able to like give it like some serious effort. I mean, I think I started up again in um, 2016, and then I finally finished that book. It, it took a while. Then the second book came a little quicker, basically just yeah. And the third book maybe took a little bit longer. Um, anyway, then
Yeah,
the
that
drawings improved all the way through it, but at least I did it. At least I got it out. Um, I'm still pretty proud of it. I mean, I
yeah.
don't like the amount of time it took, but it just when you know life does happen, and you kind of have to roll with it. But I'm vowing to never let that happen again. But who knows?
Well,
Yeah.
live and learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Barleycorn's boys both were very impressed with the trilogy, and they got it. Me, I looked through it, and I love the artwork, but I couldn't. I'm not as my boys are artists themselves, so they got it because you're such a good artist, and it's worth anybody's while to see the Helmet Wars and get all 3 books. So,
No,
is there a way that they can get it or no?
HelmetWarsComic.com. Yes. Yeah.
Helmet
Or
Wars
comic
Comic
comic.com. Yep.
.com. Okay, Joe the artist.
Mhm.
A little plug there because Joe
Thanks, man.
Joe is very very he's just a great artist. You had it you had it when you were in your addiction, and then your addiction took it away from you,
Yep,
and then you
absolutely.
got it in recovery. You got your mojo back
Mhm.
in recovery, and now you're onward and upward doing the first 3 steps right now. So you talked about your unmanageability, and
Mhm.
you talked about a God of your understanding, or how you don't understand the God of
Mhm.
your understanding, but you do have a higher power.
Mhm.
How about the 3rd step? What are you doing for the 3rd step?
Oh, it's really just acceptance, making that uh, making that decision to trust. Yeah. Um, Basically, I just it, like I said, it worked before. I see it work in other people. I did go back and read page 62 and 63 in the big book, and and yeah, I was reminded of the self-centeredness that plagued me so much for the past 3 or 4 years. Um, and yeah, yep, and I'm probably mixing steps here, but yeah, you would have to lose all of that self-centeredness and just kind of turn your will over to the program. As a group, I think we know better um,
Yeah,
than than we do individually. Individually, I'll get stuck in my own head. I'll get lost. I need to turn that over. Like I said, I don't have to understand it, but I will lose the self-centeredness and just make a decision. Make not even a resolve, maybe to act as if that higher power is working for me. Um, I do feel it emotionally. I do feel it. I have been kind of overwhelmed with good emotions lately. I've got my girlfriend to thank for that as well. Just how much how much better we're getting along. It hasn't been, our relationship has been like 6 months, but the past couple of months have been just fantastic.
you better watch out.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're falling in love or
uh,
you're in love.
well, it's either way. Either way, I got it. Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
told her that you love her?
of course, yes,
Oh, good,
yes,
good. All right.
absolutely.
Just stop embarrassing him,
Yeah,
Dr. Uggs.
she
You
loves
knucklehead.
she loves that I'm doing this program, and I love her for it. And that's just a wonderful person. So much patience and understanding. And I think we read a little in the meeting how these wonderful women are just attracted to alcoholics, and I am doing my best not to cause her that much pain. Of that, I think it's easier. It's easier this time around. I've done this before, and
Yeah.
I can, yeah.
Yeah, barleycorn here. I can identify with that too. Uh, I'd probably be living in a cardboard box somewhere if it wasn't for my wife. We've been married for 38 years now. So shout out to her, Anna Banana. I love her so much. But and also shout out to St. James because we went to a meeting today, and it was uh, Dr. Bob, who is a co-founder. We read his story, and he was talking about the the one, like you mentioned, the wonderful women that kind of see something in recovering alcoholics that we don't see in ourselves until we get this. Now, Dr. Bob, they didn't talk about how he helped so many people, but he helped between 4 and 5,000 people detox, and they did mention he didn't take a dime from them. Got them into the hospital and stuff, and was with did the detoxification uh, with them. Just went through that. He also, when they got sober, he would take them up into a room at isolated and tell them how important it was to have a higher power. And he said, "Are you serious about this? Do you want to stop drinking?" And when they said that, and he said, "Do you believe in a higher power?" They said yes. And he said, "Get on your knees and pray." And he would get on the knees and pray. So it seems like that do or die attitude really made it uh, a lot. They had a lot more success when people did the first three steps like that. Mm-hmm. And so I always encourage people that I sponsor. I don't sponsor you, but I did suggest this to read page 62 and 63 mm-hmm. and do it for 90 days. Mm-hmm. And if you do that, you may even do that longer. I have one sponsee that did it for a year. And then when he was ready to do his fourth step, we got on our knees to pray before we did the fourth step. And when we got off our knees, he said, well, what did he say, Dr. Uggs?
Yeah, he said, I noticed that you missed a line to build with me as thou wilt. You didn't say that.
So, immediately Dr. Uggs kicked into our lives and we had to deal with that. At any rate, the first three steps are honesty, open-mindedness, mm-hmm. and willingness. Mm-hmm. And the first three steps are really what my sponsor calls the principles and values of the program. Mm-hmm. Honesty. Mm-hmm. So you're well on your way, my friend. You're well on your way. Any final thoughts, my friend?
Yeah. Just stick with it. Just stick with it. Don't give up. Don't give up. I remember losing faith in I want to say I lost faith in the program, but it was really that was on me. The program is not what let me down. It was myself that made the decision to turn away from that, and using the circumstances as an excuse. And I already feel immediate results. I'm much better off coming back in, and then just stay close to what helps you. Don't deny yourself of what benefits you.
Yeah, that's a good lesson to learn.
Yeah, I want to say the joke. Say the joke, huh? It's like one strawberry said to the other, if we weren't in that bed together, we wouldn't be in this jam today. And let me tell you what Hugs Not Drugs says. He says, go, you say it, Huggy.
Well, I say hugs, not drugs. Everybody have a good day. I want to thank Joe for doing this today. He did it right at the spur of the moment. He trusts the process, and like I said, I admire the heck out of him. He's a great artist. One more time, what's the plug for Helmet Wars?
HelmetWarsComic.com.
All right, go for it, guys. If you want you want to really see something very entertaining and very artistic, that is a nice trilogy to see. Harry, take us out. Love you all, and remember, hugs not drugs.